Namaste, my friends, and welcome to my YouTube channel. My name is Victor, and I help people navigate through their spiritual awakening process. And today, I'm going to share with you 5 more things that I think you should know about this upcoming full moon on January 31st, 2018, which also happens to bring with it a powerful eclipse, making it a very strong, what people oftentimes refer to as an energy gateway. I would second that. It is an energy gateway, and you can probably feel it right now, and that's why I've been talking about it so much. So again, today here are 5 more things that I think will help you make the most out of this window and transition as possible. Number 1 is it's an awesome time for manifestation, bringing into fruition that what you really want. But if you haven't noticed by now, the manifestation process, it's not exactly as simplistic as many would like to claim. It requires a very high degree of trust and flexibility, relying upon your ability to intuitively determine the right course of action. That clarity, that ability is you're becoming better at it. And as long as you can continue to do it, you might be surprised at what you can manifest and just how perfectly things can storm into your life. And I'll give an example to kind of emphasize what I'm trying to say. One of my clients I was talking to the other day, she was saying that she was like in the flow all day and she wanted to go out to this particular restaurant with her friends. And once she walked into the restaurant, she immediately had the feeling like it was really busy and kind of a hectic energy, and she thought maybe this is not our place. Though we are hungry and kind of feeling like impatient and want to eat, I have the gut feeling right off the bat that this is not it. And then sure enough, there were some interesting little things that happened. I can't remember what example she gave. I think she hit her elbow on the way in, on one of the corners, and then something else happened. But anyway, she was getting these like physical signs that were like almost like trying to block her, trying to say, don't go forth here, even though they were hungry and it's a good restaurant. So fortunately, my client decided to listen to her intuition and said, you know what, guys, why don't we try this other place? And when they did that, they left. And on the way to this other place, she ran into somebody who, and again, I can't remember the exact detail, but it gave her a really profound opportunity to kind of carry out something she's been wanting to do. Some kind of person that's going to allow her to demonstrate her skills to their I don't know exactly what it was, but the way she was explaining it was like, this was so synchronistic, so perfect. So the divine timing is always attempting to happen for you, but you gotta stay flexible and not draw premature conclusions. And one last example I'll give you. My friend and I, Aaron, we're gonna be renting a space very soon, leasing a space where we can conduct our work. And it's sort of like a lot of synchronicities fell into our lap. This person, this Reiki healer he knows, said, hey, my partner's moving out. I need someone to split the rent with me. She's only there in the evening, so which is perfect because I don't work in the evening. So we were going to get this nice office building for only half the money that we got to split between the two of us. So it was like nothing. It was a no-brainer. It seemed so perfect. But me and him are both, in a sense, more seasoned manifestors, and we weren't too quick to just jump at it because, as we suspected, this very well might be just what gets our attention, makes us aware that we want to have a space, and it would be much better if we both have a place to go for work. And lo and behold, it didn't work out exactly, but we took that as a sign that, you know what, now we know what we want, we know we want it now, and now we're gonna lease something in the same building, just the two of us, where we have complete freedom, and it's gonna work out even better. So stay flexible, trust yourself for this manifestation process. That's my advice for this time period. Number 2 is I'm going to try to title this in an optimistic way because that's how I personally view it. But I'm going to say physical healing. Oftentimes, contrary to all logic and reasoning, this physical healing I'm talking about comes initially in the form of a personal health situation. A lot of people I've been talking to are having like health things. Like for me, I have one as well. I have this mole on the back of my neck, or back of my head rather, that my wife is always, you gotta get that checked. You need to get that checked. And the other day, I just thought about it for randomly. I had this idea, like I should probably get this thing checked out. I don't know if I was in the sun too long in San Diego or whatever. And then I thought that for the first time in a while, and then my wife said something as well, like, you know what, we're going to get that checked. And sure enough, I have an appointment now. So that's my little health scare. Maybe it's cancer, maybe something, I don't know. But regardless, I'm not worried about it. But a lot of people are having kind of this sort of stuff happening that can seem very individual and personal. But in my experience of having these sorts of situations, they are great for catalyzing a lot of emotional growth and releasing, and oftentimes are just symbolic of, they're like an outward manifestation of a healing you're going through. And a lot of times they resolve very nicely and easily, and you've learned a lot of lessons along the way. So if this is happening to you, I would say trust your ability to intuitively assess the situation. If there's something that you need to maybe address with the doctor, then do so. Trust your gut. Don't just hide away from things hoping it'll go away. At the same time, sometimes you can have certain things, like with me with the mole, where I could see where people would freak out. Oh my goodness, it could be this or that. What's the deal? My mom has like she's had like moles removed and stuff that were cancerous. But I have this intuitive knowing that it's okay, but I should still get it checked out, and I have a positive relationship with it. So I just want to kind of let you know. I have a lot of people contacting me sort of freaked out a little bit. Not saying, I'm not predicting you will have this, but if you do, then I would say don't worry, trust yourself, and oftentimes it's a beautiful reflection of an immense healing episode you're going through. And it's not uncommon to happen prior. There's like a purge in a sense before this higher vibrational gateway we have with the upcoming eclipse and full moon. Number 3 is we're just becoming so opened up. Our consciousness is like, our sense of self is just expanding. And that allows us the ability to perceive all the underlying energies of everything, of people and places, and all the different layers of potential reality you're becoming like aware of and noticing you might be influenced by. And it can come on for some people who it might be new to as just a heightened degree of anxiety and oversensitivity that can be overwhelming, but it's not. It's just, as I use this analogy a lot because it's a good one and it fits, is that imagine if you were in a dark closet for like 3 days and all of a sudden you walked outside at high noon and it's in Las Vegas here, there's never clouds in the sky and it's like overwhelmingly bright. The sun is positive, it's a great thing, you'll get some vitamin D, it's much better than being in the closet, but for a short period of time it can be uncomfortable because you're just not adjusted to it. We're continually stretching our consciousness, and as we go through these jumps, there's a period of adjustment. So if you're feeling really like, again, sensitive to the energies of people, the energies of places, the heaviness or lack thereof of people's places and situations, then know it's a good thing. It means you're opening up, and allow yourself this time to just kind of adjust to it. And once you get used to it, it's your new normal. And you become super psychic without having the oversensitivity symptoms, and therefore access to all of that other information is going to assist you big time. You'll know right off the bat if this person or place is right for you. Not because of what you learn and how to detect deception online. It's just like, boom, you know, you can feel it. You can feel the compatibility factor of all things. So it's a very phenomenal thing that's happening. This extra sensitivity is probably it very well might play out with relationships, people in your life. You become very sensitive to the emotion, the underlying truth and emotional climate of dialogue, regular engagement and interaction. So it can be, you might feel sometimes it's really like a sensitivity and anxiety and emotional aspect more so when you're just talking and engaging with people. And again, this is one of those things that initially it's uncomfortable, but so many people are so disconnected from how their actions are making other people feel on a deep emotional and personal level that it's no wonder why the world is in the state that it is. So in order for human beings to become more unified and loving and compassionate, it is necessary to become more sensitive, more aware of the potency and weight of each and every word that flows out of our mouth. It's so easy to lash out in anger and negativity, but that expression has it's like a punch in the face emotionally. And if we're just completely ignorant to that fact, then we oftentimes might not know just how we're affecting people. And I had a pretty interesting learning, not interesting, but impactful learning experience with this myself on my new Awakening Together coaching group. Someone left a comment, and I sort of misinterpreted the comment and answered in a certain way, thinking I was doing the right thing at the time, but it was not. I wouldn't say it was a harsh response, but it was very blunt and maybe a little bit too, just too blunt, I would say, and it really really affected this other person. But I didn't know. I sort of misread it, and then she sent me an email, and we hashed it out, and it was a beautiful learning experience for both of us. But it really made me realize, like, dude, Dick, you really gotta watch what you say and how you say things, because you just never know where that person is at in their mind and in their life. And I'm going to tread more carefully now in my interactions. So that was a huge learning experience that I'm very grateful to have had. And we're both on really great terms now and better because of it. But initially, these situations can be uncomfortable. But again, I try to look at the end result, and that's me being more loving in my interactions. And even if I have to go through a period of uncomfortable energy to discover that and then express that, then I'm willing to do that personally. Number 5, I just wrote down one word, and that is triggered. Ooh, yes, triggered. A lot of times on the fast track to enlightenment, we attract into our lives people, places, situations that trigger us, and it's incredibly uncomfortable, but very, very positive. And I have a very funny, not to her at the time, but I have kind of a humorous example that I think we all might get a kick out of. So one of my clients I was talking to just last night, she said that she's got this pattern where she's sort of standoffish with men. She has her reasons for it, which I totally understand. Anyway, her boss is kind of like an authoritative, dominant male sort of figure. And she was texting her mom saying, man, I can't stand working for my boss. I hate him. He's such a, I don't know what she said exactly, but it was very negative. A negative little paragraph, text message, all about her boss. And guess who she sent that to actually? She sent that to her boss. Could you imagine the emotional, oh shit, reaction to that kind of situation? But I was explaining to her, listen, dude, this, you can't avoid these things. This is a benefit. And it was for her. And she even understood that, because she said when she went in there and she sat her boss down, was like, listen, I don't hate you. And she spent about 5 minutes expressing her honest reasons for doing that. That text message was sort of a surface level, like maybe out of that like waking state of consciousness, angry, I don't like it. But when she went to explain it to her boss, it was very deep, and she explained, like, you know, I've had issues with men and it's not you. And it was almost like a therapeutic, just verbalizing that honestly to another person. So that situation was very profound and very healing for her. It was a very uncomfortable, worst case scenario for her that she got through and let go of a lot of emotions. And now all the other lesser situations that she'll come across in her life will not have nearly the same potency. So my point is, it's not uncommon to attract into your life uncomfortable situations that make you stronger, wiser, more loving, and lighter vibrationally. It's okay. It's a very valuable thing that I went through a ton for several years of my awakening, and it still happens to me, though not as much. But the way I really started to roll with these triggers is to really try to make the most of them and see them in a positive light and heal as much as possible from them. Lastly, a couple words here I just wrote down is, it's a big upgrade, man. It really is. It's a profound time to be alive. We are all going through an acceleration of spiritual growth and progress, and a very big vibrational jump. And you could feel it in all these different ways I've explained. You can feel it a lot, maybe even quite a bit physically. You might feel run down and, again, overly sensitive, and you might have some illness you're working with, or the fatigue or the insomnia, or there's a lot of transient symptoms associated with these big vibrational transits. But it's increasing your vibration implies just a massive improvement on every possible imaginable level of your life and sense of self and state of being. And even though there's these symptoms of the transition, it's such an overwhelmingly positive thing that I, for one, even though I'm going through it too, big time, I'm very excited about it, and I feel very hopeful. And it's good that we go through these waves, because even though you're being affected, other people are going to be waking up, I suspect, because of this as well. When it gets strong like this, even fairly closed off people, they will wake up, and we need that right now. Anyways, my friend, just want to share my bit on these other things about the upcoming alignment. Hope it serves you and hope you benefit from it in some way. Thank you for watching. Thank you for your love and your support and your kindness. And I will see you guys in the next video. Have a great one. Namaste.